dun. I hope you can all hear me. Someone please feel free to scream if my audio is not working. But hello everyone. Welcome on this, well actually, in England at least, it's a very fine Friday evening. So yeah, that is where we are. So I'm working on this painting. To be honest, I feel like I want to work on this painting a bit outside of stream, and maybe move on to something else or do something else. But we'll continue for now. We'll continue for now and see where we arrive. Because you know, sometimes it's a bit of a struggle bus, not going to lie. And I don't know. The struggling live on Twitch make for good twitching. I don't know, but we'll see. You know, sometimes it is just hard to work on things, and you do feel like you're just grinding away without having very much fun. That sounded very dark. I'm not sure I quite meant it to come out like that. But it's definitely not feeling easy. So what I might do, just to vary things up a bit, is go work on something else. Because I think I started working on this in March, probably. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys are fed up of Pat. Is he streaming right now? I don't think he's streaming right now. Yeah. How could anyone get fed up with Pat? So I don't know. I might go into ZBrush later. I might doodle something. I think people like the doodling. Or, oh, yeah, God knows. God knows. Am I allowed to say God knows? So, good evening to all of you again, if you're just filing in. I hope you're all well. Might have been a while since you've seen me. So, I've been in Helsinki. Although, that was nearly 2 weeks ago now. In fact, it was 2 weeks ago. So this time 2 weeks ago, I was in Helsinki. Oh yeah, and I was watching the sun go down. Excuse me. I'm about to cough at you. Yeah, so this time last week, so it's about 10 o'clock. So the sun is just about going down there. And I was... Actually, what time does the sun set in Helsinki? That's a good question. Okay, so sunset in Helsinki is 10. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, so the sun is set about now in Helsinki. So this time, 2 weeks ago, I was in Helsinki watching the sun go down. And the wonderful thing about Helsinki is that it's like there's loads of nature in the middle of the city. So you can just walk around and suddenly there's like trees and lakes, even though you're in like a sort of metropolitan area. So, yeah, so I went, yeah, so that's where I was, and I was watching the sun go down about this time, pretty much exactly 2 weeks ago. It was very nice, very nice. I feel like I need a reference for his face again. Ah, where is he hidden up there? He's got his little blue beard here. It's a little bit strange. You know, I feel like doing this type of painting is really exposing because I teach like sort of digital painting. I was going to say traditional painting, but this isn't really traditional painting. So I teach digital painting a lot. But I wouldn't say it's my specialty. But yeah, I feel like by doing this, I'm kind of opening myself up to a lot of criticism. Look, green shadows. I don't think that's really what we want. Let's warm that up. Warm it up. Colour's hard, actually. I suppose it might go a little bit green because this might be receiving a little bit of blue light, but let's just keep it going. Soldier on. A ver qué pasa. Da, da, da. Oh god, can you tell I've been listening to the soundtrack a lot? I bet you it's going to turn up on my like YouTube end of year summary. It's going to be like, wow, you really like this random piece of music. I'll be like, yeah, it's my favourite. It's my favourite. I don't think very many tracks I spent 10 hours listening to. I'm going to be honest. That's unusual for me. I don't think I've told any of you, well, I don't think I've told anyone, but one time my Spotify account got hacked. And whoever hacked it had the shittest taste in music. It was just the sort of music that, you know, people play, like, you know, like really obnoxious, just like bassy music. Like, you know, you see, you know, when people drive really expensive cars with the hood down and blend really loud music, that's what they kept playing. And it's really funny because well, it's not funny at all, but when someone hacks your Spotify, you basically fight them for control of it, right? Because it only like streams to one device at a time. So, you know, I was like trying to stream, I don't know, like Brahms' Second Symphony or some other Portuguese. No, I was joking. but I was trying to stream whatever I wanted to, and then, you know, whoever was on the other side kept trying to play their shit, and so yeah, we had like a bit of a tug of war. But yeah, they had crap taste in music. I mean, I suppose you would do if you can't be bothered to pay for your own Spotify. I think you probably would have shit taste. You know, if you like don't want to pay for good things, you know, it's like these people who don't want to pay for proper artists. They just want, you know, they just let AI do it, and they're like, yeah, you have shit taste. You have shit taste. Go F yourselves. Sorry. Not meant to get too political. But I don't know how many of you saw that clip. I think it came out this week. Because, you know, me, I get my news like a couple of days late, which in this day and age is like an eternity. But yeah, have all of you seen the clip where the woman at the commencement address, I mean, she's just like some boomer. I don't know. Is she a boomer? Because I think boomer is like my mum's generation. So I don't think she's really a boomer. But she's basically like VP, head of sales or whatever, some other such like corporate guff role or something. But yeah, she was doing the commencement speech, and she got booed. She went, you know, AI is the next industrial revolution. She got booed. She got booed. But you know, I saw another video afterwards, and I'm like, she made a very good point. She said, like, why are you saying the Industrial Revolution was a good thing? You know, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I guess, yes, it was. But if you were a child that was alive during the Industrial Revolution, well, you know, they would have had your masters would have had you working like 12, 14 hours a day in a factory, you know, and this is a horrible, dark, sooty, grimy place. And, you know, they liked small children because they would send them into the machines. You know, they could squeeze into these machines because that's really safe, isn't it? So they could squeeze you into these machines when they jammed up, so you would get them moving again. And of course, it's as dangerous as it sounds. And, you know, kids lost fingers, limbs, died, right? So I don't know why people are going like, yay, Industrial Revolution again. Like, really, really depends who you were at the time. In fact, and you know, don't quote me on this because I'm not very good at my history. You know, that's one thing that, you know, some people are particularly nerdy at. As you can see, you know, my rendition of Pat is absolutely historically accurate. It's actually accurate to present day. I don't know if you knew this, but he walks around like this. He walks around like this, like down Suchi Hall Street. Except that's in Glasgow, and he's not in Glasgow. But I don't know, what was I saying? Yeah, I think so. Some of the oh, for fuck's sake, you know, I'm gonna, you know, sorry, I'm just gonna. Oh, Jesus Christ! What the fuck, man? What the fuck, man? There we go. I'm so done with Adobe now. I'm just going to work on his shoe. I'm just going to work on his shoe for now. There we go. That needs tidying up. There we go. So, where was I? So, I think a lot of the workers' rights that you enjoy today, for example, like I think the idea of a 5-day work week, or you know, an 8-hour day. You know, I think a lot of that comes from the sort of backlash. Well, I say backlash. I think it must have gone on for a long time. You know, people working these insane hours in the factories, but yeah, a lot of that legislation, you know, came because workers rebelled, but not after a while, not for a long time. You know, so I think, I don't know. It's just. It's super complicated. I mean, I suppose it's encouraging that she got booed in the first place. You know, like, read the room, please. You know, my personal view, I mean, you probably all know my personal view, but, you know, what I see this is, how is it not like just big tech grabbing, you know, stealing your intellectual property and then selling it back to you? You know, they've trained these models on all this stolen data, and then it's like, and then they pay you to use that thing that you trained, right? And, you know, you've got to go into it eyes wide open, like, you know, like with all the subscription-based software, like, you know, to a certain extent, you just have to put up with it, because we have to put up with price rises because we're a sort of captive market. What makes you think that the sort of, your lovely friendly neighborhood tech company is going to keep stuff at the current price when that price itself is highly subsidized, right? But sometimes I just don't want to engage with the world, but we have to. Anyway, please feel free to share your opinions. I mean, I know I sound very militant on things like this, but we do have to respect other people's opinions. Some people take a kind of more pragmatic sort of line with it. I guess right now I'm kind of in a space where I can sort of afford to be like, no, I hate it. Whereas if you're in a company and you kind of, they force you to use it, then you kind of don't have a choice. You're obviously going to do it so you can eat. But yeah, not a fan, shall we say. Kind of like it where you get these little bits of brushwork, in areas of slightly higher contrast, because it helps you see like little bits of texture. Of course, I'm forever telling students not to overemphasize texture too much in their paintings, but yeah. But who doesn't like a little bit of texture in their artwork? No one, I tell thee. Or everyone. Is that no one? Everyone? I don't know. Very quiet in the chat tonight. If anyone has any art questions, please feel free to pipe up. Or any questions in general. I am easy. I don't know why I've settled on this brush, to be honest. It's not the world's most exciting brush. I've got many more exciting brushes, but this one seems to be doing what I need, which is just providing, just enough texture, but not too much that it's sort of difficult to control. So I'm liking some of the effects I'm getting from this. Ooh, there goes that anti-dandruff shampoo on Twitch. I mean, to be fair, if they wanted someone to retail that shampoo, I can definitely recommend it. It's a very good shampoo. It does smell a bit funny though, but I feel like that's how you know it's working, because it smells really weird. Yeah. It smells a bit like it smells a bit like there was this mud bath in Sicily. It's a volcanic mud bath, and it smells a bit sulphurous, and it's got a bit of that whiff to it. Or not so much that whiff; it's sort of the whiff it leaves on your skin, which is kind of like a struck match. So it's kind of a nice scent. Anyway, well, that was random. Hey man, how's it going? Going well. How about you? Are you doing your homework? Capiche? That is me cracking the whip for one of my mentees. Speaking of which, if you would like instruction in concept art, do get in touch with Heather. right? So I do mentor through Firestorm Studio. And if I do say so myself, I feel like I am half decent at it. You know, this is since all this AI bullshit. I'm like, well, you do kind of have to say what you do well. Otherwise, people are just going to come along and say, well, can't I get an AI to do that? You know, and I think you need to be able to stand up for yourself and go, no, that's for lazy people with shit taste who can't paint, and I'm not one of those people. So yes, I do think I'm quite good at mentoring. I can piss right through to the heart of what is holding you back in your art. Gallo Mancino, this is where you chime in with your testimonial. There you go. Thank you. Oh my God! Wow. Okay. Yeah. I will mail you. I will mail you some treats to Italy. But it's true. I think you do have to. I mean, holding space doesn't feel like the right way to say it, but it kind of is a bit like that. It's like if you feel like you have something to offer, then why shouldn't you say it, right? Why shouldn't you say it? And I think more and more that is a part of what you guys have to do to succeed these days, right? You do have to promote yourself. And it's kind of hard to instill belief in your clients that you can handle their precious IP. If you're like, well, I'm all right, yeah, kind of, you know. Like, would you buy what they're selling? Probably not. So, you know, you kind of have to have a bit of that. I mean, I don't even think it's swagger. I do just think it's the truth. You know, I've helped well over 100 students now. You know, across several different schools, so teaching in many different contexts, some of which I think definitely work better than others. But yeah, I've taught across many different formats with many different people for many different organisations, and I think largely I've been a force for good. You know, and so part of the reason I believe so heavily in that is because, you know, I'm also someone who's learnt a lot through that sort of format, so online mentoring. You know, I do think lots of institutions nowadays, sadly, aren't quite set up to help their students or help their students improve. I'm not even sure, frankly, that it's a priority for lots of universities or colleges. You know, so you know, if I can help people in any way, you know, I will do so. So yeah, if that interests any of you, get in touch with Firestorm Studio and we'll set up a meeting. I am also hoping to get on a Thursday session or whatever with Heather. You know, and we'll do some portfolio reviews live, and we'll see how that goes. I do need to message her. Anyway, il gallo is gallo in Italian, isn't it? Gallo is Spanish, and I don't actually think it's a word. How's it going, man? What are you doing this Friday evening? God, where's that dandruff advert again? I feel like it's targeting me. See, this is why people hate like big tech. It's just like spying on you. God, I'm getting triggered here. I feel like it's insulting me. Like, I buy your fucking product already. What are you? Why do you keep recommending it to me? Like, I'm already a convert. Although, to be fair, I didn't know when you could do the refillable version. When I'm doing the portfolio review, I need to talk to Heather. When Heather is not busy, she's a very busy lady. So when she's not busy, and when I have time, I will do that. Keep an eye out. I will announce it to everyone. I'll post it on LinkedIn. Yeah, we will do that. Oh, you gotta pay them bills, though. You gotta pay them bills, Mr. Rooster. Yeah. But yeah, I'll get back to all of you. Oh, there's no need. Well, I think that's definitely should be part of anyone's strategy for sure. Be more present on LinkedIn, but yeah. I mean, whatever platform. I think you use whatever platform works for you. You know, yeah, it really depends. I think LinkedIn's quite a good one though. But then I read a statistic somewhere that like I'm not sure it was 14 or 40% of LinkedIn was AI. Like AI generated content. I just find that so bizarre, right? Because, you know, LinkedIn is a networking tool, right? I think that's what people sort of say. It kind of has this veneer of professionality, even though it's kind of like Facebook, or like how Facebook was. But you know, it admittedly it is quite good for networking. Like you can reach out to famous people. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, anyone, but you can reach out to people on LinkedIn, and yeah, you can talk to like art directors. You can approach whoever, and have a nice chat, which I've done. You know, I've met some really cool people through that. And I'm like, so if it's all about this sort of human connection, part of me is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the actual fuck are you doing using ChatGPT to respond to people's comments, right? Like, do you think that makes people want to interact with you? You know, I couldn't be fucked to talk to you properly. Excuse my language. If it offends you, just block your ears. But it is a little bit of that. Like, if you can't be asked to respond to someone properly, you know, even just leave a comment. You know, I'm just a bit like, well, I mean, if anyone responds to me using ChatGPT, I mean, I don't really want to talk to you. I can talk to a chatbot on my own, right? You know, I'll just open up ChatGPT now and go, how great is Peter Ocampo? You know. On a scale of 1 to Chad, where's Peter Ocampo, right? Like, I can have conversations with a chatbot on my own. You know, if I'm trying to get to know a person, I don't know who in their insane mind thinks ChatGPT has a fucking role in that. Ah, okay. Well, that's the other thing you've got to be careful of, isn't it, with platforms, that you're sort of slaves to them as well. Like, you know, I think there's a certain element of truth in that you have to be on them all the time. But, you know, if you build up enough of a following, I think it doesn't matter too much if you go on holiday, if you disappear for a while. You know, because ultimately, I think even your most ardent followers will want that for you, right? Let's just have a, let's just let them have a break. Let's just have a nice holiday. I've never used ChatGPT, just Gemini and Banana for work reason. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I just think there's a time and a place. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, it's all bad. Honestly, I think my gripes are leveled at, you know, sort of Gen AI, LLMs, you know, the way people use LLMs. You know, that's my gripe. Like, if you go, oh my God, we found this way to identify cancers earlier than doctors, right? Well, you know, who in their right mind is going to say, no, terrible, right? But the problem is that all that gets shoved down our throats at the moment is like, oh, you're going to lose your job. Or like, you know, what I saw on LinkedIn is these people, these very misinformed people, you know, telling me that they're so much, you know, they're so much better than actual filmmakers. You know, I guess I put myself in that camp. You know, I mean, how do you expect, you know, how would you expect someone to respond to that? It's just garbage, man. It's just garbage. It's garbage, man. Oh God, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But like, someone was saying something about data centers, right? You know, these massive, like the size of aircraft hangars, right? They're absolutely huge. And he was going on about, oh, well, it took a lot of energy to produce VFX back in the day. I was like, no, it fucking didn't. Like, at DNEG, we had our own internal render farm. And it was a few rooms, sort of in the heart of the building. You know, that's so different to, like... That's so different to having a big, you know, big fucking massive data center, you know, sucking up everyone's water and, you know, keeping them up at night. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's no comparison. But you get these misinformed people on LinkedIn, you know, telling the flipping adults in the room, like, you know, saying all this stupid stuff. Part of me is also like, well, if compute is so precious to you, you know, well, actually, I think there's something to be said for people having too much. You know, like when computational resources were really scarce, you know, back in the day when Toy Story was coming out, you know, you had to plan your story properly. You had to storyboard everything. You had to make sure your story worked before you went and rendered it using this really very heavily computational process. Of course, now, you know, it's not, you know, we're much better at rendering, right? It's faster, it's less expensive. You don't need as much specialist equipment to do it. So, you know, people get lazy and, you know, they're like, oh, well, if we don't like it, we can just re-render that whole fucking action sequence. of that whole fucking sequence. And so it's like so they don't plan it anymore. They don't really put the thought into getting the idea straight, storyboarding it out properly. And what that means is that, when stuff gets rendered, it's not been thought through. It's not been sort of rigorously analysed. It's not been improved and iterated until it's really the best it can be. People are just like, oh, well, we'll just fucking render it now. And if it's shite, we'll just render it again. And of course, that does not lead to an efficient use of your computational power. Nor, I think, does it lead to good filmmaking, right? I don't know. I just feel like, really good, I just feel like really good artwork. It doesn't, it's planned and it's well thought through from the very beginning. You don't. Anyway, deep cleansing breath. Well, I don't seem to have scared off any viewers of my insane ramblings, so thank you all for paying attention. But I gotta say, it is very encouraging to see how people. it is really encouraging to see how lots of people don't like it. And of course, I am of course very I very much approve of anyone who is. Well, I just think with all the DLSS 5, there was so much creativity, actual creativity in those memes, and just how merciless they were, just hilarious. And of course, because they're so good, right? They go viral. And so it's like that, that for me is creativity as well. How can you be witty? It's almost like our sort of, it's almost like your, the sort of Gen Z art form, isn't it? It's like how you disseminate information and thought. And, I think there was some really fun stuff that came out of that. So I absolutely love that. So yeah, I think there is hope, but yeah. Sorry, I don't think I've gone on such a big rant before about it. Again, we welcome friendly debate here. So if anyone would like to inject their thoughts into the chat, please do so. Otherwise, I just think I'm correct all the time, and my ego gets larger and larger and larger. And we don't want that, because large egos eventually pop or get popped. Okay, where are we? Oh, do you guys want to see a funny trick? Look, if I control tap that to get his silhouette, I can fill that with a color. I'm just going to move that down. Look, now Pat has a shadow. He's not like Dracula. So is that the right reference? Dracula didn't have a shadow. So yeah, I can very quickly get in a sort of shadow there. Still have to do a bit of work to join everything up properly, but there you go. Let's multiply that. Oh, thank you. It's a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, but I do my best. I do my best. Oh my god, I'm sleepy. You're all catching me at the end of a very, very long, hard work day. I have no idea how I'm still soldering on. Wah, wah. Okay. So yeah, I think those two things help a bit. So a little bit of fall off on the floor, and Pat has a shadow, right? So there you go. Ah, ta-da! Da-da! Do I have a horror version of this piece in mind? I mean, we could do a horror version of Pat, for sure. We could do horror Pat. But I don't know. He might is that like workplace bullying? If you keep drawing your colleagues. I don't know. I feel like that's workplace bullying. I guess that depends on Pat. If Pat thinks it's workplace bullying. Wow. That's such cool artwork. There's such cool artwork everywhere. I'm just sending this a screen grab of this to one of his students. You know what, I feel like I should probably put the sort of tartan on his arm there. So I don't know why this is so much larger than that one. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I need to tidy up these stitches. don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm definitely putting off the bits that I don't want to work on. Having said that, you know, I feel like the tartan pattern I'm going to put on here isn't going to be nearly as complicated as that. Let's just have a go. I don't think it's going to be that bad, to be honest. So soft light layer. Let's choose a colour. What about that colour there? How does that look? Or orange, maybe? Maybe darker orange. I feel like that contrasts more with the blue. Okay, let's change that to a hard light layer, see if that... Okay. I mean, I guess we can always change it afterwards. A little bit saturated still. It's best to be a little bit conservative with the colour of certain things. You know, you can always saturate them afterwards. It's not too big a deal. So I don't know, I've obviously got the reference to help me. I've always got a reference to help me. And the nice thing about this is it's sort of taking the colour from below. So, and said that, you can sort of roughly see where the stripe would go. You know, you don't have to sort of follow it with the, you know, I don't have to follow the reference exactly. I just want the sense it's going up and over his body. So actually I think like bits like this I've sort of made it up a little bit more. So, you know, I'm just going to go up and over. Again, you know, maybe I'll just make, oh shit, just make a step there. There we go. First stripe done. No, I don't think that's too bad. It's probably a little bit narrow, but okay, let's do this one. So this one is going kind of almost over the worst possible part, to be honest. I think the ones going crossways might be a little bit trickier. I think you kind of need those as well, otherwise it's not really tartan, is it? Do you feel like there's another strap here? I feel like there might be. And then there's going to be one bit underneath his ponytail, I reckon. How's that look, guys? Not too bad, I don't think. God, it's a little bit of a pain though. Why couldn't Scots wear like a simpler pattern? You know, I might just make something up. I might just put some sort of trim around the hem or something. Actually, this is quite good fun. I can because it's all different coloured stripes, isn't it? Like, I don't have to put the same colour going crosswise, I don't think, because I think here it's different colours. So let's have some fun with the designs here. So you can have some kind of design there. Should probably do some nice sort of like Celtic symbols somewhere. Oh god, this is hard. It's hurting my brain. Make it stop. Okay. Oh my god, we've not saved in all this time. Okay, let's stop there. Okay. He is getting there. Okay. Yeah, we'll just continue. I'm going to take a quick break, make a cup of tea and all of that. And then I'll be back in a bit. We'll continue on with this guy and probably try something else as well, just to vary things up a bit into the evening. All right. Well, yep. 2 seconds. Well, I don't know. How long does it take to brew a cup of tea? Probably more like 5 minutes, I'd have thought. It takes time to boil a kettle and then to let it steep. So I'll be back in a bit. Yeah, and we'll just carry on, see how this all goes. Okay, 2 seconds, guys. Oh shit, it's because I turned my fucking mic off. Oh shit, it's because I turned my fucking mic off. That scare you. That was it. That was it. Okay. There we. Oh no, has that? No. Oh right. Okay. Okay. No. Okay. Right now. Okay. I've worked out how this all works now. Oh, and I just said something really, really insightful and amazing. No, it wasn't. It was just guff. It was just guff. Hi, Holly. I have heard, well, I wouldn't say I've heard so much about you. I've heard of you. How are you doing? You're joining the streaming team, correct? Or have you joined already? Have you done your first stream? Everyone speaks very highly of you. It's really nice to finally meet you. Excellente. I'll be keeping an eye out for the inaugural stream. So yeah, everyone, Holly will be joining the streaming team in June. You heard it here first. Well, did you? I don't know. Probably not. It's probably on Discord, which I should really make more effort to be on Discord. But yeah, excellent. Yes, good luck. And may the odds be ever in your favour. Oh, that was a bit dark, wasn't it? I'm actually quite excited for the next Hunger Games movie. You know, in this day and age, it's like, oh god, the trailer isn't annoying me, right? Like that's all you can hope for. And no, there's a prequel, another one coming out. But I love that. Is it not over yet? It's not over yet. You know, I guess that's how you want people to talk about your franchise. Wasn't that finished yet? Yeah, no. There's a prequel, which does look kind of cool. I think it looks kind of cool. But I think I do like the Hunger Games. It's like, it's like, oh my god, I need something on in the background. Is Hunger Games on Netflix? Yes. And then I just watched the whole trilogy on in the background. Oh my god, that's like not a nice thought. It might be, honestly, it might be the film I've watched the most times because of that. I think it's decent though. I gotta say, I do think it's decent. Of course, I'll never admit that. Well, this is public, I suppose. I'll never admit that. I'll never admit that. Just did though. Yeah, I thought it was all right. I think the first one they did quite well. You know. was quite good making basically like Battle Royale, but, you know, making it like a 12, was it? I think they did quite a good job of the violence. Quite a good job with the violence. As in not making it too violent. Oh, I'm wondering if I should just... Okay. I can do this a few more minutes and then I think I'm gonna change it up a bit. Maybe do some drawing. Or maybe even change it up now. God knows. Oh. I feel like I want to work on something else right now, to be honest. Honesty. Probably too much honesty. Oh god, that drawing is diabolical. Okay. Right. Let's just sort out this glowing halo. And then I think I am done. Not done for the day though. I've got to do a couple of reviews for some people. It's got a little bit of work after this is done, and then I can go to bed. Or I don't know, we should probably work on something. God, right. Yeah, I do that all the time. I've got a few unfinished pieces. Yeah, God, I got about 4 or 5 unfinished pieces. But I think, what's it? You know, promising that I'm going to sort of post everything on LinkedIn. You know, it's good because it's meaning I'm going through and finishing things. But I might just show you what else I'm working on. Pet avatar. This is another piece. So very different subject matter. Very different subject matter. So we've gone from happy, cartoony, let's draw Pat with a big head to this stuff. And then what have we got? Actually, I don't think it's too many. It's only a couple more. And I think most of them are virtually finished anyway. Let me just have a look. Oh god, actually, to be fair, I've started loads of sculpting, but I've not, you know, in terms of what's actually. So I've got this. I've got this as well. You can see I'm referencing Mr. Mike Francina, legend. So I'm working on that at the moment. I've got a brilliant name for this one. But you might have to wait. So yeah, that needs to be released. So I think it's just, oh god, actually, you're right. Yeah, I've got loads of shit. I've got loads of shit I need to wrap up. But you can see it's mostly finished. It's mostly finished. And I think this one is quite far along as well. So yeah. So actually, yeah, there's oh god, there's more than I thought. Okay, so there's this one. And there is one more. There's one more. Let me find the last one. Let me find the last one. No, I've lost it. Is it here? Oh no, I've lost my render. That's interesting. Oh shit, yeah, it looks like I've lost my render. No, it's got to be here somewhere. Oh my god, guys, help! I've lost my work. Oh no, I haven't. Here it is. Here it is. There we are. Oh god, it's trippier than I remember. It's trippier than I remember. So yeah. So that's what I've been up to. So yeah, actually I'm really bad for that. Yeah, I've got lots and lots of not quite finished creatures. I think the fun thing about this one is I'm going to be able to do shit like this. You know, like you just like hue shift it, and you end up with. I mean, I think that's kind of cool. I think that's cool. That's cool. Well, how about that one? Yeah. And then I think if I change the colour of the background. So yeah, I think I could do, yeah, I mean, who doesn't like a bit of green and magenta? But I think, oh, you know, I could do it with like a sort of bismuth finish as well. That'd be super fun. But yeah, this is, so, God. God, you're exposing me, man. Yeah, I've got loads and I've got like 5 or 6 unfinished pieces. Not including the sculpts, because I've got more sculpts that I haven't done. Right, I got more sculpts that I haven't finished. No, the encouragement is good. The encouragement is good because part of the reason I don't post it is because I feel like I'm not getting it to work. So if I show it like on here and it gets a reaction out of people, I'm like, oh well. I should probably post it anyway, regardless. You know, just like post whatever's there. But yeah. So yeah, there is this. I don't know. I feel like we haven't done much sculpting in a while though. Okay, let's do some drawing, shall we? You know, I've not. I don't think when the last time I really sort of sketched on this channel was, and I don't know. I'm going to have to dig around and see what. Oh, we got critters, more critters, more critters. Oh, this thing. Oh, I remember this. Do you guys remember this? Oh. Okay, let's sketch some shit. Let's sketch some shit. You know, maybe I've forgotten how to draw. And then I've got to. Oh God, I'm like, why didn't I finish everything before the stream? It's really not very nice to have to finish up something at 10 10 at night and then be like, oh, I've still got stuff to do. I hope lots of you are getting out your little violins for me, because I deserve it. Okay. Oh, I don't know what we should draw. And do I even like this brush? That's quite nice. It's like, it's probably the case with the sort of pat drawing, but you sort of end up being like a little bit too careful. Like with the goat skull that I drew, I definitely was being quite defensive with it, and I feel like it ended up looking a bit shite. Whereas, you know, sometimes if you just sort of go for it, you know, let intuition guide you, then everything ends up, well, not wonderful, but better, maybe. So drawing Cubone. Was it Cubone? I like sketching. It's not like, you know, it doesn't feel like work anymore. Not that this is really work either. It's kind of just like talking while you work, you know. I think you're a very undemanding audience. Let's see Cubone, bone. Sort of like a realistic Cubone though. I do like Cubone. I wonder why it's called Karakara. So, Cubone, known in Japan as Karakara. Let's give him a loincloth as well. I don't know, I feel like anything looks cool. You just stick a goat skull on it. And there you go. You've always got something cool. Ta-da! What does Cubone evolve into? Does it evolve into anything? Evolution. Oh, Marowak, that was the one. Oh dear. Okay, there we go. So, you know, with animal skulls. Ah, thank you, Marowak. Yeah. Oh yeah, it also means face, doesn't it? Gara. Gara fear. Gara gara. Let's take away the jawbone. I feel like we're ending up not very cute here. We can go cute on the next one. Oh god, that looks a little bit horrific. Oh, that's some dodgy drawing. I feel like I can just do that and pretend it never happened. Ta-da! That's a sort of quick sketch. I'm trying to be a bit more risky in how I sort of attack the skull. You know, not being particularly careful about it. And just seeing what happens. Let's see, you know. That sort of loose sketch approach either works or it doesn't. But, you know, the whole point of sketching and thumbnails is that you sort of do it in one go. You sort of do it quickly, and if it fails, you know, it's only like a few seconds of your life that you've sort of given up. Oh god, this one might be a little bit demented looking. Probably because I drew him so fast. Okay. We need bigger horns. So horns, just for everyone's information, absolutely nails to get the perspective right. Absolutely nails. See, I think that's probably wrong, but maybe convincing enough. I don't know. Are you all convinced? They could just be pointing in different directions. That could be part of its personality. But if it had to be really accurate, I'll probably just use 3D. I'd use 3D to, you know, just provide a little bit of reference. Hey, Split Specs. We were just talking about you. Well, not just now, but we did mention you. I mentioned you. It was when I was trying not to say sex. I was trying to say sets. Well, I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, so, what am I working on? I am doing like, I'm reimagining Cubone. But if you want to see how Pat's coming along, he's here now. He's got a shadow. He's got a shadow. He's got luminous skin. You know, now he's got stripes. He's got stripes and pattern on his clothing. You know, he is coming along. But I feel like I need to lock in, maybe outside of the stream, to improve on him. Oh god, we're all going to have the same pose. But it's such a good pose, right? I mean, how else are you going to pose him? And give him a different bone, though. Oh, I just need to paint, refine. And I think he needs to sign off on it, doesn't he? He needs to approve. You know what? One of my other mentees, he got me onto Ariel Perez. It's like a flipping awesome artist. So, you know, maybe I do something like that for the last 10 minutes. How are you anyway, man? What are you up to? Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god, that's when you know it's late. It's when I start improvising over the the soundtrack. Excellent, excellent. Good to know you are keeping busy. Have you had Pat look at it? Have you shown it to a member of the FS team? I'm very glad you're keeping busy. That's what we should all do, is keep busy. Fight against the slop. Say no to slop. Well, you're not wrong there. You know, I think everyone is fighting laziness. I think what's working for me is like getting old and realizing that actually, I don't have shitloads of time to be lazy. You know. I often tell students not to paint on a pure white background, but let's just go with it for now. I think part of the look I'm going for is, you know, building up with lots of small little strokes. You know, and you know, just building up the texture and actually the form that way. It's almost like each stroke is aligned with the form and there's like a little sort of micro polygon. You know, that drives the overall, you know, turning of the form and the look of the piece as a whole. Y te reviento. Okay, so this is a little bit naff how his arm is not contributing to the silhouette. So I'm going to eat that all the way back and just block that in quickly. Probably going to change this arm as well. Yeah, you could do something like that. How's that? Okay. Yeah. Well. Oh, well, that brings us to the end. So, I think it's one of those weeks. Where my mojo is out of alignment with me. So I will bid you good night. But thank you all for joining. Appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully. So when am I here? I'm here next Wednesday, I think. Yeah, hopefully Pat will be a bit more finished. You might do some drawing, sketching. I might work on some personal pieces. Yeah. Whatevs. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time. And yeah. You all have a great evening, great rest of your day, wherever you are. And I will see you hopefully next week. Laters, guys. Thank you all for coming.